Yes, it's a Lexus LC 500, and I have been driving for the last few days, and I'm super excited to talk about this because it is definitely one of my all-time favorite sports cars. In fact, I'm in love with it. Let me give you 5 reasons why I believe this will be a future collectible, or actually 5 reasons why I should just buy one. Let's go. Here's a Lexus LC 500 in bright yellow. It's a beautiful piece of art. This is more than just a machine, more than just a car. This is definitely a work of art because of the amazing design and something that hasn't aged. It still looks great even though it hasn't changed for so many years. But the first reason why I believe that this will become a true collectible in many years to come, and will remain so, is the fact that this is very exclusive. As you know, they don't sell that many LC 500s, especially compared to vehicles like Porsche 911 and other more popular sports cars. And as a result, there's not too many of them on the road, although you'll be surprised that they sell more than you think. Either way, it's going to remain exclusive because it's not a pure sports car in a sense of, let's say, Porsche 911 and other sports cars that are around these days. And therefore, it makes it a unique proposition, which means that not as many people are buying it. So definitely in terms of volume, there aren't that many LCs around in the used car market, and therefore it's going to remain exclusive because the number of people buying LCs seems to decline from year to year as this car gets older in terms of design. Not only that, many other YouTubers and many other media are all saying that this is going to be an exclusive collectible. And as you know, we are all very much involved in the auto industry. And so we have a pretty good idea in terms of what kind of cars will be desirable in the future. And I think every single major YouTube channels and media are saying that this is going to be a collectible. So that's the first reason why it's going to happen. The second reason why this is going to be a very special car is because of the fact that it is virtually handmade, and handmade by some of the most experienced Takumi specialists in Motomachi factory area. Now, a lot of people get confused and they think this is actually built in Motomachi factory. That's not quite the case. It is built near the Motomachi factory area, but it is actually manufactured by a special group of people in a different building, in a different parts of the factory where only the LC 500s and other exclusive models are built. And that's what makes a very different scenario compared to more of a mass-produced vehicles, because even sports cars like a Porsche 911 is produced in more of a normal production volume factory. And I've been to a Porsche factory, so I know what the difference might be. And that means the quality of this LC 500 is absolutely world-class. Just look at the gaps and the quality of the paint and also the way paint reflects off the hood. But if I were to do my usual measurement here, 3 millimeter, but the gap stays the same as a 3 millimeter all the way from front to back with absolutely no defects whatsoever. And here is the same thing. It's also 3 millimeter. A bit wider in the back here at 3.5, and also a little bit wider here at 3.8 millimeter, just because this is an actual trunk. But the most important thing is to look at the side profile here. Look at how the lines reflect from there, reflecting off the contour of the body, comes over, and how this edge, for example, stays true and consistent. And look at the reflection of the paint, the panel. There's no way an average production factory can produce anything like this without the help of a true Takumi specialist who is hand polishing and hand finishing these contours to get it perfect. So you can see the line here coming from here, and the line goes straight and then curves down. Look at that. Over here, same thing. These kind of contoured and perfected body panels are only seen in some very exclusive exotic cars such as Ferraris and Lamborghinis, and even they can't quite match the quality of this LC 500 because the paint job is just so perfect. Now it's a bit harder to figure out because it's a bright yellow color. If it's a darker color, you'll see even more, but once again you can see the line go there like this. That consistency in reflection and just the consistency of the paint is absolutely phenomenal in this car, and I can guarantee there's probably nothing else out there that can match or exceed the quality of this LC 500. Moving away from a paint, even if you were to look at some of these trims, how tight and how well fitted these parts are, Look at the quality of the carbon fiber and how they reflect. And this chrome piece here as well is near mirror finish. And once again, if you look at small plastic trim like this, it's absolutely astonishing how accurately everything is installed and built and manufactured. I don't see a single element of questionable quality anywhere in this LC500, right down to the wheel manufacturing as well, and even some of these tail lamps. If you look at the plastic, look at the quality of the plastic right here, the reflection, and then the finish is really ridiculously good. And I think that's what makes it very exclusive and also very special, because everyone knows that the LC500 is built to a very different standard, a standard that most manufacturers, even exotic sports car manufacturers, simply cannot match. And the third reason why the LC500 will be a future collectible, well, that's pretty obvious, and that is all to do with this beautiful V8 engine. Displacement of 5.0 liters, it has 471 horsepower and 398 pound-foot of torque. It is perhaps the most amazing engine in the world. It's not just because of the power and torque rating, because many other turbocharged engines will exceed that, but it is how it feels on the road. Just the way it revs right to the red line, and how smooth it is, and how much of a beautiful sound it makes when you step on the gas. Well, I don't think there's anything quite like it. Now, once again, if I were to compare to some other exotic sports car, whether it's a Lotus Emira or Porsche 911 or some of the Ferrari or Lamborghini models, some of them do make some pretty loud exotic sound, but there's something very natural and very different about the LC500's engine noise. It has a very different kind of tune that provides music to the ears, especially if you're downshifting. It just have this amazing blip sound that is just amazing, and something that you never ever get tired of. So yes, it's not quite as fast. It doesn't have as much power or torque as some of the top rated sports cars out there, but it doesn't matter, because the way this engine feels on the road is what makes it very, very special. And because of all the movement toward EVs and turbocharger engines and supercharged engines, well, naturally aspirated V8 engines are very rare, and that's one of the reasons why this engine will make the LC500 very exclusive indeed. Now we know that 5-liter V8 engine in this LC500 is the heart and soul of it. It's what makes it very special. But when you take the LC out on the road, it's not just the engine, it's also everything else that makes it a great sports vehicle. It has a great handling, cornering, but also surprisingly smooth and refined. And this balance of smoothness and refinement and comfort mixed in with a great performance is a unique attribute of the LC and sets it apart from everything else. Which brings me to the fourth point, that this is a truly drivable daily vehicle that is also a high performance sports car, and that combination, it's hard to find. So let me take you on the road here and tell you a little bit more about it. Do you hear that beautiful sound of the engine? And I don't even have it in sport mode, it's just in a comfort mode, and it still makes a beautiful engine sound. But more than that, it is the feel of this car on the road that makes it very special. No, it is not a pure sports car in a sense of, let's say, a Porsche 911 or Lotus Emira, which I drove very recently, and obviously they have a slight sharper feel all around. But this car has this grand touring feel mixed in with a sports car feel that is unlike anything else out there. And guess what? I'm actually driving on a bit of a gravel road right now, so it should be pretty noisy in the background. But the car is as comfortable as a sports sedan. It's an incredible balance that Lexus was able to achieve between ride, comfort, sporty handling, just everything. And also when it comes to steering feel, there's something unique because it is a little bit light and perhaps a little bit numb compared to, let's say, a Porsche 911, which has a more of a direct feel, but it is super quick. So if I make a really quick left and right turn right now, like this, you can tell the body adjusts and moves accordingly And that precision and accuracy is, again, extremely hard to find these days. So now I'm driving on a highway road and my comment remains the same, which is that this is perhaps the most comfortable and most refined sports car you'll find anywhere. The way it soaks up the road, the way it soaks up the bump is incredible, but at the same time the steering is accurate, precise, and like I said, it goes wherever you point it. And it just stays totally flat around the corner as well. So agility, cornering, and handling is superb. Yet it is extremely refined and almost smooth to the fault. And that is the reason why this car brings exclusivity and a special feeling, a uniqueness that you just cannot find anywhere else. The fifth and final reason why the LC500 will be a very desirable vehicle in the future is the fact that most likely will be canceled over the next couple of years. We don't know exactly when. I would expect that it will still stay for the next model year, which is 2025 model year. But beyond that, who knows? As Lexus moves toward electrification and EVs and other type of sports cars, I can't see a long-term future for anything with a V8 engine. So maybe a year, maybe 2 years, and then it's probably gone for good, making this LC500 an ideal model that could become a true collectible. And I love so much about the LC500, and now that I've given you 5 reasons why it will be collectible in the future, I have no reason not to buy it. I just have to find a way to make it work financially or otherwise. So I may have to maybe trading 2 of my Lexus GXs to be able to pay for 1 LC. And I don't know if that's a bit of a crazy thing to do because I kind of need an SUV, but at the end of the day, if I don't do it now, it may never happen again. So let me know in the comments below what you think. Whether you think I should sacrifice some of my normal SUV type models and trade them in for LC so that I have one for good, or whether you think I'm crazy to even consider buying an LC when the Lexus GX models are so good to begin with. Or perhaps I'll find a way to be able to keep the GX and still be able to buy an LC. That is something I'm still trying to figure out. Either way, I'm just really amazed at being able to drive this thing, and I'm taken back at how good it is. And I've driven it many times before, but every single time it brings a smile to my face. So I hope you enjoyed my video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up and make some comments. And if you haven't done so yet, would you kindly subscribe? Thank you so much, and until next video, I'm signing off for now.